Hi friends, this is Miss Sam from the Ashford Public Library Children's Room, and this is week 8 of our Imagine Your Story Storytime series. It's week 8 of our summer reading program, and if you are voting for a specific night, if you're voting for the red night, the green night, or the yellow night, this week and next week are your last weeks to report your minutes to make sure that your nights win. So be sure that you're reporting your minutes this week and next week in order for them to count for our summer reading joust. For our story time this week, it's all about fairies and gnomes. Fairies are magical creatures that often live in the forest or in the garden. They're small sprites and they've got wings and they fly. I think a lot of you have probably seen a fairy out of the corner of your eye, or perhaps seen a garden gnome. Garden gnomes are there to protect your garden, and we're going to be doing a little story about gnomes later on in the story time. For our week 8 craft bags, we have a fairy gnome craft. You'll be able to make these really cute, creative, awesome fairies and gnomes. Inside your bag are instructions, flowers, rubber bands, a pipe cleaner, clothespin, and yarn. And you'll be able to craft these cute creatures. And on Friday, Miss Becky is going to teach you how to make a little house for your fairy or your gnome to live in. This week we also have Gray Seal Puppets Tangled Tales. Here's a flyer that comes into the craft bag for this week. Gray Seal Puppets is a professional puppeteer who makes his own puppets, and A Tangle of Tales is all about twisted fairy tales. It's gonna be a really awesome show. It premiered on Monday, and we're gonna have it pinned to the top of our Facebook page, and you'll be able to view it all week long. So first, for our story time, we're going to put our hands behind our ears and we're going to get ready to hear a story. And the song goes like this. Are you listening? Are you listening? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Now it's time for story time. Now it's time for story time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yay! For our first very fairy story time, we're going to talk about princesses, fairies, and ballerinas. So it looks like these cute little girls are playing together. They're using their imagination and they're pretending to be a ballerina, a fairy, and a princess. This book is by Bethany Deanie Merguy, and this is read as an imprint of Scholastic Inc. Thank you very much, Scholastic, for allowing us to read this. Princess, Fairy, Ballerina. Greetings, hugs, hello. You can see it's quite rainy out. What should we play? I'm ready for magic, says Fairy. Let's put on a grand show, says Ballerina. I know what we'll do, says Princess. We shall play princess, because princesses are royal, and that means they get to survey their royal domains. She's in a castle, using her imagination, and make the royal rules. And the royal rules are that dragons shall not breathe fire, only clouds. All flowers shall be blue. The royal moat shall have 3 water slides. All parades shall include unicorns. And the royal ice cream, the royal ice cream parlor, and she's just about to finish that rule. And of course, ride royal unicorns. You always want to play princess, says the ballerina. Please call me your majesty, says Princess. Shh, I have 2 words for you, says the fairy. Fairy dust. Because fairy dust means magic spells and talking frogs. And the frog says, ribbit,
May I have this dance?
And flying over rainbows. There's our happy fairy. Frogs aren't royal, said the princess. But real princesses kiss frogs, said the fairy. Ahem, we should play ballerina, said the ballerina. Ballerinas can be beautiful snowflakes or fierce mice. Sometimes they're graceful swans, soaring high above the stage as the audience cheers. Swans are not royal, says Princess. Well then, your majesty, how should we decide what to play, says Ballerina. What about a contest, says the fairy. It could be a flying contest, or a throne sitting contest, or how about a balancing contest, or parade leading, toe pointing, magic making, twirling, or crown weaving, or tea and crumpeting. Crumpeting? That's not even a word, says Ballerina. It is my kingdom, says Princess. Listen, we should play, says Fairy. Princess, Fairy, Ballerina, they all say at once. Oh my, it seems like these friends are fighting. Oh, and they seem quite upset that no one wants to play what they want to play. Ribbit! And you see a frog outside in the rain hopping, and they all look at that frog. You know, says Fairy, these wings are getting heavy. So's my royal tiara, says Princess. Tutus are scratchy, said Ballerina. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Puddles? Stomping? Is this something that all the friends can agree on? It is. Who needs dust to fly, says Fairy. Our best performance yet, says Ballerina. I declare this day a royal success, says Princess. And they all got along and played together. And here are these three little frogs, and one says, let's play Prince. The other says, you always want to play Prince. And the third one says, how about rock star? The end. Our next fairy book is called Lola the Lollipop Fairy. Lola the Lollipop Fairy. I wonder what she is the fairy of. Lollipops? This book is by Tim Bugbird and Laura Eade. It's read with permission by Make Believe Ideas. Lola the Lollipop Fairy. Once upon a time in a circus big top lived a fairy family, the sisters Lollipop. Here they are. Show is at 6 p.m., it says. Every day at 6 o'clock, come rain or shine or snow, fairies came from far and wide to see their famous show. Lola was the one in charge, and Linda lifted weights. Lulu juggled lollipops and sometimes spinning plates. Their act had been the same for years, and their tent was worn and old, but every night they did their best, and all the seats were sold. Till one morning Lola woke. She yawned and rubbed her eyes. She looked outside and had a shock. What a bad surprise! Next door, where the grass had been, the plants and trees and flowers, there stood a brand new theme park, rides and slides and towers. The park became the place to go, where fairies met to play, and no one came to Lola's show. She sighed, as if to say, "The rides are so exciting, we just cannot compete." Lulu said, "Let's face it, friends, I think we might be beat." And here are all the fairy friends that used to attend her show, and they're riding all kinds of rides next door. "So we'll just make our show better," Lola boldly cried. "We'll do our best, so if we fail, at least we'll know we tried. Let's think of something super big, a spectacular creation. A show to make the fairies talk. We'll be the new sensation." In a flash it came to Lola, a plan to make them swoon. Lola, the fairy cannonball, would fly up to the moon. Ooh, that's far. Can fairies fly as far as the moon? So the fairies built a cannon that was just the perfect size to fire fearless Lola from the circus to the skies. They banged and bashed and clanged and clashed until the job was done. The work was hard, the hours were long, but they'd never had such fun. These fairies are very crafty. The day for launching Lola came around really fast. Linda hollered, 3, 2, 1, and with a deafening blast, Lola shot up into space as the fairies waved and cheered. And Lola thought, what a lovely place. I'm glad I volunteered. There's Lola going straight to the moon. And when Lola finally landed, she cried, "Oh my goodness, golly, I thought the moon was made of cheese, but it's a great big orange lolly." It certainly was the sweetest place Lola had ever seen, with lollipops of every kind and mountains of whipped cream. Do you think that's what's on the moon? The moon is just one big lollipop with whipped cream? The air was sweet as strawberries, and the sky was pink and clear. Lola flew back down to earth. She'd had a new idea. Her cannon show had been a blast, but this plan was the ace. They'd make their fairy fortunes firing fairies into space. And so the sisters got to work. They never seemed to stop. Soon the moon trips made enough to buy a new big top. Space fairies. With a brand new sparkly cannon, glitter and lights aglow, very soon the stage was set for the amazing circus show. It was thrilling and exciting, a full house every night. The fairies saved the circus thanks to Lola's daring flight. So Lola, Linda, and Lulu made the perfect team. By working hard and not giving up, they lived their fairy dream. Even fairies have dreams. This was their fairy dream. And here's all of our fairies on the moon, on the Lollipop moon, with the whipped cream mountains. Looks very tasty. And all kinds of lollipops. The end. So I have 5 little friendly gnomes here. These are all little lawn gnomes, and you might see them on lawns all around town. And these gnomes protect the lawns from all sorts of things at night. They're guardians of the garden. So we're going to do a little story about these 5 garden guardians, and a little rhyme that goes with it. 5 little friendly gnomes sitting on a lawn, guarding the garden from dusk till dawn, wearing 5 little smocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 little hats. Let's count their red hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little gnomes spy the neighbor's wandering cat. Meow. Oh no, you scared a gnome. And now we only have how many gnomes left? 1, 2, 3, 4. These gnomes are very brave though. They'll stick around all night. 4 little friendly gnomes sitting on a lawn, guarding the garden from dusk till dawn, wearing 4 little smocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 little hats. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little gnomes spy a flying bat. Oh no! You scared a gnome! Now we have how many gnomes? 1, 2, 3. 3 very brave gnomes are gonna stick it out, right? 3 friendly gnomes sitting on a lawn, guarding the garden from dusk till dawn, wearing 3 little smocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, and 3 little hats. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 little gnomes spy a swarm of gnats. Bzzz. Oh no! You frightened a gnome! And now we've only got how many gnomes? 1, 2, 2 little gnomes. They're very brave though, they'll stick it out. 2 little friendly gnomes sitting on a lawn, guarding the garden from dusk till dawn, wearing 2 little smocks. Say 1, 2, and 2 little hats. 1, 2, 2 little gnomes spy a big fat rat. Oh no! You've scared a gnome! And now we only have 1 gnome left. 1 brave, strong gnome. 1 little friendly gnome sitting on the lawn, guarding the garden by himself from dusk till dawn, wearing 1 little smock, 1, and 1 red hat, just 1. 1 little gnome spies all his gnome friends coming back. Oh, they wouldn't let him be alone for long. All of our gnome friends are back. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in our craft bag this week, you'll have everything you need to make your little fairy friends. You'll be using a clothespin. You'll be able to draw on a little face on your clothespin. You'll be using a flower, all different kinds of flowers in your craft bags. You're able to pull the flowers apart. They're fit to make some awesome clothes for your fairies and gnomes, and great little caps. Also leaves that can make skirts or smocks, and also pipe cleaners to make arms. So I have these friendly fairy creatures, and we're gonna sing some songs about them. So I have 2 little fairies sitting on a lawn, one named Faye, the other named Fawn. Fly away, Faye. Fly away, Fawn. Come back, Faye. Come back, Fawn. And if these are 2 gnomes, there's 2 little garden gnomes sitting on a leaf, one named Kurt, the other named Keith. Run away, Kurt. Run away, Keith. Come back, Kurt. Come back, Keith. All right, friends, I have one more book for you. It's called Fairly Fairy Tales. So this summer, we have been working on fairy tales, imagining your story, using your imagination to tell tales. And here are some fairly fairy tales that go along with the theme of our summer reading. Now I'm going to go through some pages and I'm hoping that you'll be able to recall some of the fairy tales that this book is referencing with just a few little visual cues. So Fairly Fairy Tales by Esme Raji Kodel, and it's illustrated by Alyssa Chavari. And this is read with permission by Aladdin. Thank you so much, Aladdin Publishers. Once upon a time, which is how most fairy tales start. Kiss? Yes. Water? Yes. Bedtime? No. And here at bedtime, you can see all kinds of different books that are fairy tales. Sticks? Yes. Straw? Yes. Bricks? Yes. Solar panels? No. What do you think we're referencing? What fairy tale? Shout it out at home. Is it Jack and the Beanstalk? No, it's the Three Little Pigs, right? Well, maybe. And here's a whole different twisted version of our Three Little Pigs. It's a whole pig city, isn't it? Red Hood. Yes. A wolf. Yes. Grandma. Yes. Shampoo? No, that doesn't fit. What fairy tale do these three things fit? Little Red Riding Hood? Yes, but Little Red Riding Hood plus shampoo equals Grandma's Beauty Salon. Not quite that fairy tale. A cow. Yes. A beanstalk. Yes. A giant. Yes. Spaghetti. No, that one doesn't belong. What fairy tale do these three make? He's got a bean. He's Jack and the Beanstalk. Does Jack and the Beanstalk have spaghetti? Well, maybe if it's Jack and the Beanstalk Bistro. And he's serving everyone. A fairy godmother and a pumpkin coach and a glass slipper and a disco ball? No, not a disco ball, but these three make what fairy tale? What do you think? Cinderella? How about Discorella? There's Cinderella having the time of her life. Disco dancing. And here's her fairy godmother. All right, here's another one. Breadcrumbs. Yes. Gingerbread house. Yes. And what's that? A witch. Yes. And a piñata? No, that doesn't belong. But these three make what fairy tale? Can you shout it out at home? What's that? Hansel and Gretel? Very good, but with the piñata it makes a Hansel and Gretel fiesta. Got all those happy gingerbread. Ooh, this is a good one. Porridge? Yes, and in the bowls it says baby, mama, papa. A chair that's broken. A bed that a girl with golden curls is sleeping in. And a television? No, the TV doesn't fit, But what fairy tale do these three make? Is it Goldilocks and the Three Bears? Well, maybe if they're having a movie party. Kiss, water, and bedtime. That's a story that we know well. Well, maybe. The end, says the book. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed your Imagine Your Story times for our Imagine Your Story summer reading program. And we'll be back with regular programming towards the end of August and into September. This is our last week for our summer reading programs. But next week's craft bags will actually be your prize bags. So make sure to come and grab those. We'll have prizes for every child who registered for summer reading, for our summer reading program. They'll be outside where our usual craft bags are. And 10 readers for our summer reading program will win the grand prize. And we'll have a video up about that next week. So be sure to look out for that video. Keep reporting your minutes until August 8th. We'll be taking minutes until August 8th. So be sure that you're reporting your minutes so that your night wins the summer reading joust. Thank you guys so much, and stick around on Friday for Miss Becky's Stick Around program, where she will be making fairy homes and gnome homes. I hope you have a great week.